Hey everyone, Rob here, and in this video, I really wanted to take a little bit of a breakdown of if you are learning how to program and trying to become that web developer, what are some things or some project ideas that you might want to do? And I'll show you an example of what I did when I was learning and going through the process. So whenever you're learning, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you always want to test those skills out. And one of the ways to really kind of showcase what you've been doing without creating like a backend or a database is utilizing an API. And maybe if you want to add a little more complexity to it, pick one that needs to have an API key to try to level up your game each time you are going at a project, because that's what you want to do is you want to increment the progress and you want to go through each one of these types of steps in order to make sure that you are feeling that growth, right? And that's what's kind of driving your learning. And so in a different video, I did share a link to a GitHub repository that has a lot of these APIs that are public for you to use. And it has even categorized them for you as well on, hey, do they need an API key? So I want to show you just a real quick, like a project that I did when I was learning. And maybe you can either take the same type of project on, or you can see how this might fit into your learning process. So let's go ahead, let me go ahead and share my screen here. And this is the project that I kind of went with. And again, it utilizes an API key. I went ahead and utilized the Webster Dictionary. And it was a little bit complicated with the documentation, but it was totally manageable, especially at that learning phase. And so what I really wanted to do is have an input box and have it be a place where people can type in, and then they would be able to search for that word. And some of the complicated things that came along with the documentation is, some words had sound files that came with it and some did not. And so that was a real, quick way to kind of take a look at the responses that you get back with it. But again, just a real quick demo of this. You can type in any word here that you want, like tree, and you can either hit the enter key or, the dictionary search, and it will come up with the definition. And again, all this stuff is coming from a free service from Webster Dictionary for you to use. And if it does have a sound to play with it, you can click here to play that sound, and it does play, and you can test that out on your own computer if you want. But like I said, really this project was a great way to come down and think about the logic and all the stuff that needs to happen. And it's not too difficult of a project as well that you get overwhelmed and overconsumed. And so you can go from the wireframe concept to maybe following some complex, semi-complex if logic. And so I have this kind of here, and it was to help me visualize how my flow would kind of work. So anyways, it was an interesting way to kind of showcase your work, as well as, hey, I did learn a lot from doing this project, because it does get you into the API documentation and you get to play around with the responses that you get, because it's not your standard response that you would imagine that you would get from an API endpoint. Okay, because you have to determine what data and stuff that you want to display. And that was just a very small project. I didn't take the entire response that it gave me and displayed on the page. There could have been more stuff to put on there, but I just wanted something quick and simple, and that would display my ability to be able to fetch and display data from that fetch. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and it kind of helps you along with your growth as well. All right. So we'll see you in the next video. Take care.